Wardrobe for Buddy Pough is provided by Lurie's. Lurie's is a proud sponsor of the Buddy Pough Show.
All right, Air Force will begin possession here in the second half, and Stephen Grantham kicks it out of the end zone, taking advantage of that rarefied air. And Coach, we knew going into the halftime we'd have to come up with a big stop at the beginning of the second half, and we just did not get it done.
That was our big key going into the second half, was to get him stopped and get down and get a score. And we missed a tackle there at the very first, and you know, they end up getting another score.
Kip McCarthy on that long run. Xavier Stevens with the touchdown run. 12:57 to go in the third. We're down 31-3. It's difficult to say we did not play that badly. You look at Terrence Smith. We're able to do some things, but the Air Force defense now really started to challenge our offense.
Right, and they were a good bit better defense than I thought they would be, but you know, we didn't play all that great. And you know, when you don't get a chance to, you know, really show your best, then you don't really know exactly how they played.
Long pass interference penalty on Air Force will present South Carolina State with the first down, and on our first possession of the second half, we're in Air Force territory. But Cleve McCoy forced out of the pocket, and boy, if he could have stayed on his feet. Yeah,
he had a lot of green grass in front of him there, but you know, one of those turf monsters got it.
South Carolina State would eventually have to punt the football and turn it back over to Air Force, and a neat play here by one of the newcomers for the Bulldogs for South Carolina State.
Yeah, Patrick Brooks makes a play there, and he makes a lot of plays for us, and you know, he's going to be one of those kind of guys who's going to always be in the stats.
One thing about this game, Coach, when you look at some of the advantages of having played a game like this early, is Keon Brooks and Tony White make a big play here. You had an opportunity to see a lot of young guys under some very good game situations.
Well, we've got about 7 defensive linemen that didn't play last year. And, you know, as those guys get more experience, you'll see a better playing defense. Now, Keon Brooks made that play just then. That was on a 4th down play.
Sean Carney back to pass Kip McCarthy. Great open field tackle by Bailey Brinson, who really played a big game Saturday.
Right. Bailey is one of our more steady defensive backs, and you know, it's good to have him around as a leader for his 5th year.
Sean Carney, LaQuinn Ellaby, not a bad game as well. That's a big-time hit right there.
And Quinn did show up a good bit in this game. He made some nice plays.
Air Force trying to move the football, but South Carolina State's defense very tough here. Chad Hall with the move inside, and again, some missed tackles. And Marquis Hamlin keeps him out of the end zone.
And this is one of the more disappointing kinds of things that happen to us occasionally in this game, and is that, you know, we gave up some plays that we really probably shouldn't have. And then we get them back here and at least stop them from getting a touchdown.
Pretty good game from Phillip Adams, I thought, too, Coach. He played well.
You know, he had 2 good players on reverses, so maybe what we need to do is make sure when he's in the game that, you know, they try to fool us.
South Carolina State forces Air Force into a field goal situation, and you kind of some little kudos to the defense there, because you keep them out of the end zone and force them to have to kick the field goal.
Exactly, and from this point on, they don't score again. But, you know, I think we're getting our feet on us a little bit, and hopefully what you'll see is us continue to improve from here.
Will Ford on the carry here, and you get an opportunity to get your freshman quarterback in the ball game, Malcolm Long from Gaffney.
Want to get Malcolm in, get him a few snaps, just kind of let him feel around a little bit. And, you know, he does a nice job here of hitting the under route and getting a first down.
To Matt Washington for his first pass completion as a quarterback. And here is Will Ford again. And again, Will Ford has proven he can play with anybody.
I think he can. And, you know, we've got to create some space for him. I think our offensive line, you know, has been playing a little on and off here in this game. But as they continue to improve, then you'll see both these backs, both Will and Jonathan Woods, I think, run really well for us.
Malcolm Long gets his welcome to college football on that sack. South Carolina State forced to punt the football, and Air Force goes back on the attack.
I think eventually Malcolm will get rid of that football instead of taking that sack.
Julius Wilkerson, another newcomer for South Carolina State on that sack, and you bring Cleve McCoy back in, Coach, and I thought we may have seen the end of Cleve on the day. What was the thought behind bringing him back in?
Well, all we really want to do was to get Malcolm in for a series and let Cleve just kind of watch a little bit, kind of settle in a little bit, and we promised Malcolm that he was going to play a little bit, so that gave us a chance to do that. And then toward the end, we stuck him back in again.
Marcus James, another big play. He had a tough day because he had some plays where maybe a little mistake on a play or face mask hand that a face may have cost a penalty, but that was a good, clean play.
Yeah, Marcus is a really good player, and he's made 2 plays here in a row, 2 plays for 2 tackles for losses in a row.
Down near the end of the ball game, South Carolina State forced Air Force to punt the football. We begin our possession. This is the last play of the game. Aaron Hare gets this one off, and the clock will run out during this particular play, and that is the end of the game, and South Carolina State wins it 34-3. And when you look at the stats in this game, one of the key stats, I don't know if we'll see it here, had to be, Coach, third down efficiency. Air Force at one time, 8 out of their first 10 thirds down they converted.
Yeah, I think that was the tail of the game. The first half, especially, they never missed a third down. And, you know, when they convert that way, you're going to get scores.
Folks, we got to take a time out here on the Buddy P Show.